This video will look at working with negative numbers, especially simplifying squares. There are many times in mathematics and statistics that you need to square numbers. Examples are when you're finding the area of a square or finding the standard deviation. There are also times when you are squaring a number and then making the number negative. Making sure you understand the notation and how to evaluate it is the point of this video. One main thing to remember is that squaring a number means that you are multiplying a number by itself. Also remember that you are smarter than your calculator. Your calculator knows the order of operations, so if you wish to square a negative number, you need to make sure that you tell the calculator that you just want to square the negative number by using parentheses. The following examples show how different variations and when to use parentheses and when not to. So we're going to first example one, we're going to evaluate the following. Negative 2 squared. This means I'm taking negative 2 and I'm multiplying it by negative 2. Well, negative 2 times negative 2 is positive 4. Now let's say I have negative 2 being squared, but this time it's just the 2 that's being squared. So it's negative 2 times 2. 2 times 2 is 4, and then put the negative sign on, and you get negative 4. The next example says we're going to take 4 plus 3 minus 5 squared. So that's 4 plus 3 minus 5 times 5, because the square is only on the 5, not on the negative sign. So that means we have 4 plus 3 minus 25. And 4 plus 3 is 7. And 7 minus 25 is negative 18. Example D says we have 7 plus the quantity negative 3 squared. Notice I said that as quantity negative 3, so I know the whole negative 3 is being squared, minus 8. That's 7 plus negative 3 plus negative 3, minus 8. That's 7 plus negative 3 times negative 3 is positive 9. 7 plus 9 is 16, and 16 minus 8 is 8. Example E says we have 4 plus negative 6 squared minus 3. Again, in this case, the negative 6 is being squared, not just the 6. We have 4 minus negative 6 times negative 6 minus 3, or 4 minus negative 6 times negative 6 is positive 36. And so we have 4 minus 36 minus 3. 4 minus 36 is minus 32. Minus the 3 gives me minus 35. Now what I want to do is sometimes what gets bothered is using technology. So we're going to look at using technology, whether you're using a graphing calculator such as the TI-83 or 84, or using Desmos, you will need to use parentheses. The following example shows how to evaluate the expressions from example 1 using Desmos. The graphing calculator is very similar. So in example number 2, we're going to evaluate the following. I want you to write down what is typed into Desmos. So we're going to go over to Desmos. And we want to take negative 2 and we want to square it. So we're going to take negative 2, and notice I put it in parentheses, and then I'm going to put a square on that. And that's why the calculator gives me back positive 4. The next one I'm going to do is negative 2 squared. So I put in just the negative sign and I do 2 squared, and that gives me negative 4. I will mention the only difference on the TID3 is that on the TID3, the negative sign is actually this little negative down here that you hit instead. So you type in negative 2 squared to get your answer of negative 4. Or if you want parentheses, negative 2 parentheses squared gives you positive 4. Again, the answers are very similar. Now, the next example I'm going to do is 4 plus 3 minus 5 squared. Notice I did not put parentheses around the 5. I could have, by the way, I could have done parenthesis 5 like that, and I'd get the same answer as if I didn't do the parentheses. And that's a good idea to do to get you in kind of the habit of putting those parentheses around there when you're squaring, so that you make sure you know what you're actually squaring. The next one we're going to do is 7 plus negative 3 squared. So I need negative 3 with parentheses around it and then square. Gives me positive 16. And the next one we're going to do is 4 minus negative 6 squared. And then minus 3. And so you're going to see you're going to get to negative 35. I think I did forget the plus 8 in the top one, or minus 8. And then one before that to give me my positive 8. Now we're going to talk about evaluating expressions. Sometimes you need to evaluate an expression as specific values. Remember that you are substituting the specific value in for the variable that the value equals. It's a good idea to replace the variable with parentheses that you put the value inside of. This way you don't mess up the signs. So we're going to evaluate x plus 3 when x is equal to negative 8. So first I'm going to replace the x with parentheses. So now you have parentheses plus 3. Now put negative 8 inside the parentheses. And then now you're going to combine. Negative 8 plus 3 is negative 5. Now we're going to evaluate t squared plus 9t minus 3 when t is equal to negative 2. Again, let's replace the t with parentheses. So now you have parentheses squared plus 9 times parentheses minus 3. Now put negative 2 inside the parentheses and then simplify. So negative 2 quantity squared plus 9 times negative 2 minus 3. Negative 2 times negative 2 is positive 4 minus 18 minus 3. So we end up with 4 minus 18 is negative 14 minus 8 gives us negative 17. Let's evaluate w squared minus 3z cubed minus 5y squared when w is equal to 2, z is equal to negative 3, and y is equal to negative 4. You can replace all the values with parentheses if you want, but make sure you know which number goes where. Remember, w equals 2, z equals negative 3, and y equals negative 4. So w squared minus 3 times z cubed minus 5 times y squared gives me 2 squared minus 3 times the quantity negative 3 cubed minus 5 times the quantity negative 4 squared. And that's going to equal 2 squared is 4 minus 3, negative 3 cubed is negative 27. Because it's negative 3 times negative 3 times negative 3. And then minus 5 times negative 4 squared. Negative 4 times negative 4 is positive 16. That gets me 4 plus 81 minus 80. Combine those together and you get 5.